Here is a number that shouldn't make sense. Last year, one of the largest retailers on Earth sold $270 billion of merchandise. And on almost all of it, it made next to nothing. Its profit margin is razor thin, under 3%. By the rules of retail, a company like this should be fragile. Instead, it's one of the most admired businesses in the world, worth more than Coca-Cola and Disney combined. Its name is Costco. And the trick is that Costco doesn't really make its money selling you things. It makes its money letting you in the door. The idea started in 1976 in a converted airplane hangar in San Diego with a club called Price Club. 7 years later, in 1983, two men named Jim Sinegal and Jeffrey Brotman opened the first Costco in Seattle. In 1993, the two companies merged. The bet behind both was strange for its time. Don't try to win on selection or on marketing. Win on one promise only, that whatever you buy here, you bought it cheaper than anywhere else. And to guarantee that, the customer would pay up front just for the right to shop. To understand Costco, you have to understand where the profit actually lives. In its last full year, Costco collected $5.3 billion in membership fees. That same year, the entire company's net profit was about $8 billion. Read that again. The fees people pay just to walk an account for roughly 2/3 of all the money Costco keeps. The warehouses, the pallets, the food courts, that gigantic machine runs close to break even on purpose. Costco isn't a store that happens to charge a fee. It's a membership that happens to run a store. A model like this only works if almost nobody quits, and almost nobody does. In the United States and Canada, 92% of members renew their card every single year. Worldwide, it's about 90%. That is a loyalty number most companies can only dream of. Costco now has more than 80 million paying members, and over 100 million cards in wallets around the world. Once people are in, they stay in. And every year, they hand Costco that fee again before they've bought a thing. So how does Costco keep that promise of the lowest price? With a rule almost no other retailer would accept. Costco caps its own markup. On a national brand, it will never mark an item up more than 14%. On its own Kirkland products, no more than 15%. A normal supermarket or department store routinely marks goods up 25%, 40%, even 50%. Costco deliberately refuses to. Its gross margin sits around 11%, about half of a typical retailer's. It is leaving money on the table on every shelf, on purpose, to keep the members loyal. And then, there's the second engine, the one hiding in plain sight. It's called Kirkland Signature, Costco's own house brand. It started in 1995 as a cheaper alternative to name brands. Today, it is something no one expected. Kirkland alone sells around $90 billion a year, about 1/3 of everything Costco moves. If Kirkland were spun off as its own company, it would be bigger than Nike, bigger than Coca-Cola. Costco built the most powerful private label in retail history, and because it owns the brand, every Kirkland sale is more profitable than the name brand sitting right next to it. But a model built on never raising prices has a built-in enemy: inflation. When costs rise for everyone, how do you hold the line? Costco's answer is almost stubborn. It carries only about 4,000 products, where a big supermarket carries 30 or 40,000. Fewer items means it buys each one in enormous volume and squeezes suppliers harder than almost anyone alive. It will even build its own factories rather than pay someone else's markup. The whole company is engineered around a single question, asked again and again: how do we make this cheaper without making it worse? Nothing shows this obsession better than a hot dog. Since 1985, Costco has sold a hot dog and a soda for $1.50, the same price for 40 years. Inflation should have killed it long ago. When an executive once suggested raising it, the founder Jim Sinegal reportedly said, "If you raise the price of the hot dog, I will kill you. Figure it out." So, Costco did. It built its own hot dog plant to control the cost. The combo loses money, and that is the point. It's a promise to the member that the deal will always be real. The real test was whether this American idea would travel. It did. Costco now runs more than 900 warehouses across 14 countries. The same blueprint that worked in Seattle works in Mexico City, in Tokyo, in Seoul, in Taipei. When Costco opened its first store in mainland China, in Shanghai in 2019, the crowds were so large, police had to shut the parking lot, and the store stopped traffic for miles. The fee, the loyalty, the Kirkland brand, the impossible prices. It turns out that formula crosses borders almost unchanged. Step back and look at the scale of what that loyalty built. Over 100 million cardholders, 81 million paying memberships renewed year after year. And here's the part that compounds. Nearly half of those members pay extra for an executive membership. And that smaller group alone drives almost 3/4 of everything Costco sells. The members who pay the most shop the most. It is a flywheel. Low prices bring members. Members pay fees. Fees fund even lower prices. And the lower the prices go, the harder it becomes for anyone else to compete. So the next time you walk past those endless pallets, remember what you're really looking at. Costco didn't win by having the best selection, or the slickest marketing, or the highest prices. It won by doing the opposite of what retail teaches. It chose to make almost nothing on the products, and to earn its profit from a single annual fee, paid by people who trust it enough to keep coming back. In a business obsessed with margin, Costco bet everything on loyalty. And that bet, renewed 90% of the time, every year, turned a warehouse in Seattle into one of the most valuable stores on earth.